game number 4.
And we are going to talk about immigration.
We're going to check some points about how immigrants go to USA, some risks and consequences.
We're going to define the concept of migration or immigration, and we're going to give you some statistics.
My name is Adriana.
My name is Alicia.
My name is Sofia.
My name is Esteban, so let's start.
First, we're going to define what is immigration. Immigration is an international movement of people into a destination country where they are not native or where they do not have a citizenship. When people cross the national borders, they are called immigrants or migrants from the perspective of the country where they are entering. From the perspective of the country where they are living, they are called immigrants or outmigrants. The society defines immigrants such as migrants most of the time. So migration is a complex factor and have been a feature of the developing of new human society. So it's so important nowadays because of deglobalization and another facts. There are many reasons to people choose migrants. So one of them is the poverty, the other is armed conflict, the social strife, the politician turmoil, or the economic hardships. Since the mid-20th century, the globalization have been so involved in this immigration because of the communication and transport technology had evolutionated. This means that the people have to go to another places to find better opportunities for develop a better life. Additionally, the disparities between developing and developed nations have been so high because the developed nation they already have the opportunities, but the developing nations they do not have the opportunities yet. They're going to have them, but no now the migration and globalization have been together since a few years ago because they are going together, they are going by hand. So during 2000 and 2005 the the development of the world gained 2.6 million of migrants each year. This means a total of 13 million of migrants in the total. So US have approximately the 1.5 millions of migrants each year. This means that USA is an important country to immigration because it's a developed nation. Immigrant population from the 19th to the 2002. So we can see that 90s there have been a 10.3% of immigrants in millions obviously. So past 50 years they were the same. It increased between the 1910 and 1930. So there were an increase very high on the 2000s to the 2002 because they increased approximately more than a 20% since the 90s. I'm going to talk about the illegal migration. This means that people migrate but violate some laws of the country where they are entering. But we have to say that this kind of people, the migrants, do not come from a rich country. They come from a poorer country and they go to a rich country. But it's also to state that these kind of migrants do not be the poorest of their country because they have the ability and the opportunity to go to another country, and maybe someone don't even have those opportunities.
People look for a better life. That's why they go to United States. But they contact a coyote or a pollero, the ones that help people to go to another country but in an illegal way. Most of them are stolen from their money, getting them in the middle of the desert without anything. That's what we call scams. And now, the most dangerous routes of illegal immigrants in Latin America are the people who travel through Mexico to USA are 12.2 million people per year. That's the 6% of worldwide, according to the International Organization of Migrants. The southern states of Mexico are important transit places for irregular migrants. Most of them are from Central America, Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. The total immigrants go from the places. The most dangerous states, for example, of Mexico is Veracruz because it's controlled of many groups such as the Zetas, and the immigrants have to deal with many risks such as extortion, trafficking, people, kidnapping, dangerous conditions, shipwrecks, sexual violence, serious accidents, and others such as arrest, deportation, and police abuse. Now, there are some other ways to transport the people who are going to the United States. The first of all, we have La Bestia. It is a journey made by migrants traveling as a stowaways mounted on a freight train that crosses Mexico from south to north. From kidnapping to extortion requiring them many money to continue the road or otherwise be thrown off train, a practice levels of at least 200 people mutilated per year, according to Instituto Mexicano de Migración. Going trip in Bestia, it is calculated is around 20% of illegal immigrants that got from Mexico to USA. Death in the desert. USA Border patrol annually about 400 bodies located on the southern border in the Rio Grande Valley, without counting the ones that were disappeared. The part of Arizona desert, where last year found at least 100 bodies, is the most concerned to activists. It is a desert with extreme temperatures, heat and cold, with many mountains, and it's very, very easy to get lost, says Mayer. It is not possible to know the exactly number of the people who died continuously, but both the desert and the sea becomes silent cemeteries. Now we have from Haiti to our country. The northwest coast of Haiti is the main starting point for irregular migrants who want to reach the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos Islands, or the United States. Often these cruises are organized by unscrupulous traffickers in unsafe and rigged boats where passengers face violence, hunger, rape, imprisonment, and repatriation, and sometimes even death in the sea. Then we have another one, the Pacific Route. Many immigrants try going by rail freight that goes from the Pacific Ocean states. It is a route out of Mexico, crosses the central states of the country, and follows Jalisco, Sinaloa, Sonora, and Mexicali, including Baja California, northwest of the country, and the border with California. It is an old road used by millions of Mexicans from the century before traveling to the United States. Now it is used by the Central American that want to go away from problems related with violence with Los Zetas, as I already said. Everyone knows that they may die trying, but they... This is the case for thousands of young boys and girls who cross into the United States each year. These children are undocumented immigrants. Children illegally immigrating into the United States are at increased risk of sexual abuse for various reasons, such as traveling alone without a trust guardian or falling victim to human traffickers. Fueled by demand for prostitution and pornography, an untold number of children are trafficked and illegally smuggled into the United States from south of the border each year. Many of these children are victimized by human traffickers because of factors such as economic necessity, a history of physical and sexual abuse, or being abducted and placed into the trade. Thank you.
The Mexico-United States border is an international boundary running from Tijuana, California and Imperial Beach, California in the west to Matamoros, Tamaulipas and Brownsville, Texas in the east. This border, separating Mexico and the United States from each other, traverses a variety of terrains ranging from major urban areas to uninhabitable deserts. It is the most frequently crossed controlled international boundary in the world, with approximately 350 million legal crossings being made annually. The total length of the continental border is 3,201 kilometers. From the Gulf of Mexico, it follows the course of Rio Grande or Rio Bravo del Norte to the border crossing at Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, and El Paso, Texas. Westward from that binational conurbation, it crosses vast tracts of the Chihuahuan and Sonoran deserts to the Colorado River Delta, westward to the binational conurbation of San Diego, California, and Tijuana, Baja California, before reaching the Pacific Ocean.
In Mexico, there are many people that are foreigners that live in here. The main states that they live is Baja California, Sonora, Chihuahua, Nuevo León, Tamaulipas, and many others. But those are the main states that they choose to live just because of the beauty of that state. The amount of people who comes from other countries to live here just because they retire, they just want to relax from their jobs is a big number, but the biggest number of people who come here, they are from the United States. They are 738,103 people who come to Mexico to visit and have tourism in here, making the economy increase just because of that tourism. The second and the third one who come here is they are from Spain, that are 77,096, and from Guatemala there are 35,332 people, making that the economy increase a lot just because of that tourism in those states, and making the life in Mexico better because they increase the money that flows in Mexico and makes us to have a better life. In many countries, the people need jobs, and to solve that, they start to immigrate to other countries, creating a problem. That's why the reason that people go to other countries, because they need a job. Between 2003 and 2007, the amount of people crossing the border between Mexico and the United States was from 1.9 million people crossing that border, creating a problem in the United States of jobs, and doesn't solve that problem because they start to immigrate too many people and creating a bigger problem.
Some of the most important consequences of immigration in Mexico are the increase of young population, workforce, consumerism and public services, technology innovation, cultural diversity, and the decrease of salary in some sectors. Most people that migrate to Mexico are between the ages of 25 and 30, meaning that the number of young people in the total population is going to increase. The decrease in salary generates when the immigrants are willing to work for very low money. And as for the reason on the increase in consumerism and public services, it's simple. The more people there is, the more products and services they're going to need. Nowadays, there are many organizations in charge of helping immigrants in Mexico. Between these organizations, we can find Sin Fronteras IAP, whose job is to attend immigrants and refugees with the problems they face, giving relevance to the promotion and defense of their human rights. Other organizations with similar purposes are Red de Casas del Migrante, Soy Migrante, etc.